What's going on, guys? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another COD mobile video. So we are still continuing talking about the Season 10 patch notes. We're going to keep doing this until, Season 10 officially releases, which is tomorrow night. And yeah, the one change that I did want to talk about a lot was the QQ9. So I know a lot of people were angry about what changed about it during the Season 10 update. So before we get into this, make sure to subscribe for some more content. We are on the road to 10K subscribers. We recently reached 8,000, so thank you guys so much for the love and support. And if you're feeling extra generous, make sure to leave a super thanks on the video. But anyways, let's get on with the QQ9 update. So the Season 10 patch notes and just the update in general had a lot of confusing opinions. And that's mainly because there were changes that were really good, some that were okay, and some were just like downright stupid. For example, the Hive, that was really a stupid change. However, the good ones were as follows. I mean, the Purifier got slightly nerfed, the Switchblade also got slightly nerfed, the ZRG also got nerfed, and Fast Switch is also no longer a full-on broken thing in this game. So yeah, there was a lot of good changes, but some of the more controversial changes was with the QQ9, especially this one. So the QQ9 has been one of the best SMGs for quite a long time. There's never really been a time where the QQ9 has been completely useless. It's always been a very competitive SMG. And recently when the Switchblade came out, it served as its main rival. Well, let's be honest, the QQ9 always rivals a certain SMG when they come out. I mean, it happened with the QXR, it happened with the Bison, it happened with like most of the SMGs, so let's be honest. It's like every SMG's rival. But I would have understood if they kept it somewhat the same, because the CBR is pretty much back in control when it comes to the SMGs, and that still kind of remains to be seen because we haven't had the full release of the Lapa yet. Yes, you could test it in the training room, but seeing it in action, in real lobbies, ranked, or wherever the case may be, there's still a chance that the Lapa could still kind of catch up, but it's not really guaranteed. From what I see, the CBR seems to be extremely powerful. I will make a video on that later on. But the QQ9 has always kind of fluctuated in terms of power. And I say that because there were like not recent, but like I guess maybe about half a year ago, there were like some silent nerfs to the QQ9 that reduced this range. And then when the Switchblade came out, they brought it back up. They've been making the QQ9 strong and weak just over time. It's like I guess they kind of change it based on what is strong, I guess. But it could also be timing as well, because the recent legendary, which was the Albatross, I believe, did come out a few months back. So I mean, yeah, obviously they're gonna buff the QQ9 for that, but even then it was still needed because of the Switchblade itself. Usually the nerfs that the QQ9 receives after it's been buffed are not really that serious, but this one was definitely a game changer for the QQ9. So I had to like figure out a way to set up some sort of build that kind of made up for all of its losses. So just in case you guys don't know what happened, they reduced the monolithic suppressor damage range boost from 25% to 15%, and they also got an 8% ADS downside for the 45 round extended mag, which wasn't there before. So long story short, they basically nerfed the most vital attachments to the QQ9. If you're gonna run the QQ9 now, you're gonna have to be very, very careful with what you choose, and that's because it will slow down your weapon to holy hell. And they've been doing that with other attachments in the past. I think they nerfed the no stock at one point, and as well as the light stock. I'm not sure about the light stock, but I think that was one of them. Keep in mind, this happened a while back. So obviously a lot of people are really pissed about that, but something I've noticed is that with a lot of SMGs, they seem to be nerfing the monolithic suppressor by a lot. And this isn't the first time. It happened with the Bison, it happened with the QXR. The Switchblade already came with a nerfed monolithic suppressor. I think it only gives like 12% range, or I think 15 at the very most. But yeah, I noticed that it happens a lot more with SMGs compared to like every other weapon. I mean, there were some assault rifles that received that type of nerf, but I think the only one that comes to mind is the ASM-10, but for the most part, it's been SMGs this whole time. I know this is going to sound like a controversial take, but I do kind of understand as to why they did that with the monolithic suppressors and just with SMG range in general. And it's because mainly in the past, SMGs have had more range than assault rifles. you could have an M13 and a QQ9, you know, try to get kills from maybe like 20 meters. I think the QQ9 sometimes would actually come up on top, and that's mainly because it has better 4-shot potential. And yes, with the M13 you do have like a 36 head damage, but I mean, you're not always gonna land a headshot like that. So yeah, the QQ9 has had a passive having more range than assault rifles. I know they've been buffed recently to the point where assault rifles now have more range, but I don't know, like it kind of sits right with me that this happened. And this is coming from a person that religiously uses the QQ9. In fact, the QQ9 is probably one of my most used weapons in the entire game. But I do agree, it did have to happen in some way. Like, SMGs were becoming a little bit too dominant. And it's not only that, I mean, even with the 45 round extended mag, there was no downsides other than just like 1% movement speed and a slight reload speed reduction. Most assault rifles and most SMGs that want to extend their mags, they usually have some sort of ADS downside to it. For a long time, the QQ9 has never received a downside for its 45 round mag. The only mag that I could think of that has a downside is probably just the 10mm rounds. But even then, it wasn't that serious. I think it only has like 3% ADS speed reduction. So this is the post-nerf QQ9 build that I now have. So it's RTC Recon Tac Long with OWC Laser Tactical, as well as Strike Foregrip, and the 10mm 30 round reload with full ammo. So right now you might think like I'm some sort of psychopath for suggesting you guys use the 30 round, or I guess the 30 round 10mm mag. But the thing is that it does help a little bit more at longer ranges for you to at least perform a 5-shot kill. And keep in mind, it also provides the exact same amount of range boost that the monolithic suppressor has. And the thing is that, I mean, with the 45 round mag, I mean, comparing it to the 10mm round, it's like a 5% ADS downside difference. So you're getting like a 3% ADS downside, and you don't have to put a monolithic suppressor, adding another downside of 7%. So in reality, you're maintaining a lot of your speed, and without losing ADS accuracy, because keep in mind, this mag doesn't do that. The monolithic suppressor actually does reduce your accuracy. So that's another plus for this mag. However, I don't really recommend this class too much if you're playing like hardpoint shipments, because you're gonna have to reload a little more often. But yes, it still makes the range effective without losing too much speed. And it does maintain your accuracy pretty well. If not, like, it just keeps it increased because of the tac long barrel. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like. Make sure to subscribe for some more COD mobile content. I'll see you guys next time.